Global markets are trying to make sense of contradictions today. Corporate giants are refunding governments, buying newsrooms, slashing prices, and signing cheap mega deals, all while Washington remains at a standstill. My name is Eniola Lunge, and here's today's Zoom Out for October 7, where I help you see the bigger picture. In the latest escalation of the AI arms race, OpenAI and AMD have inked a multi-year deal for up to 6 gigawatts of AI computing power built on AMD's next generation Instinct MI450 GPUs. The partnership includes a performance-based warrant that could give OpenAI a 10% equity stake in AMD if certain milestones are met. The announcement sent AMD stock soaring up more than 20% and marks a strategic move by OpenAI to diversify away from NVIDIA, whose GPUs currently dominates the AI landscape. But it's also a monumental gamble. Billions of dollars in chip commitments tied to energy, cooling, and infrastructure hurdles that don't yet exist at scale. NVIDIA dipped slightly as investors recalibrated expectations of market share. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? This isn't just a cheap deal, it's an infrastructure war. The future of AI will belong not just to the best algorithms, but to those who control the computing, the power, and the partnerships to sustain them. AMD's movements may have finally arrived, but it's now in a race measured in gigawatts. The deal could trigger a wave of second-order collaborations between chip makers and AI labs, reshaping the supply chain and capital flows in the sector. Tesla has launched 2 new entry-level models priced between $37,000 and $40,000. The company said the move is to make EVs more accessible in light of slower demand, but investors aren't celebrating. Tesla's stock dropped around 4% on fears that the company is trading margin for volume. The timing is also not accidental. US tax credits for EVs have expired, and rivals from China and legacy automakers are flooding the market with electric options under $40,000. Analysts say this could reignite consumer demand in Europe and Asia, where EV adoption has slowed amid high prices and subsidy cuts. Tesla's stripped-down versions cut range and luxury features to meet price targets, signaling a clear shift from aspirational brand to mass market survivor. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? Tesla's price play is a sign that the EV gold rush is maturing. The narrative is shifting from disruption to defense. When even Tesla starts discounting, it's a reminder that innovation alone doesn't shield you from economics. Scale and affordability do. The US federal government has now been partially shut down for a week after Congress failed to pass funding bills. Roughly 750,000 federal employees have been furloughed, and key data releases, including the jobs report and inflation numbers, are delayed. A memo from the Trump administration has sparked debate on whether or not all furloughed workers will receive back pay, despite legislation protecting back pay. The White House Council of Economic Advisors said the shutdown is costing the economy an estimated $15 billion per week and freezing services from research labs to environmental monitoring. Markets are jittery not because of immediate fiscal damage, but because of the deeper signal it sends. A government willing to test its own functionality for political leverage. So what's your Zoom Out takeaway? Shutdowns used to be political theater. Now they're becoming structural stress tests. When the world's largest economy normalizes its function, it sends ripples through markets that depend on US stability and raises the question of what governance really means in an era of weaponized gridlock. Deloitte Australia has agreed to a partial refund of its fees to the Australian government after revelations that one of its commission reports contained fake references, including a fabricated court case citation. The consulting giant admitted the error stemmed from the use of generative AI tools in drafting sections of the report, sparking a broader debate about trust and accountability in professional services. For one of the world's top audit firms, this is a reputational wound, not just a financial one. governments and clients are now asking hard questions about how much of the expert analyses they pay for might actually come from a chatbot. Regulators in Australia are now weighing new disclosure rules for AI-generated work, while global consulting rivals are quietly reviewing their own internal safeguards. So what's your zoom out takeaway? We've entered an era where AI isn't just assisting, it's authoring. And when that goes wrong, the prize isn't measured in dollars, but in trust. The Deloitte case is a warning shot for every industry using AI without transparency. Credibility cannot be automated. Paramount Skydance has acquired the Free Press for roughly $150 million and appointed its founder, Barry Weiss, as editor-in-chief of CBS News, marking a dramatic shift in the network's editorial direction. According to the Wall Street Journal, the acquisition is part of Paramount Skydance's broader strategy to reinvent CBS News for a new era of audience engagement. The Free Press itself is not expected to retain editorial independence. Instead, its DNA, the tone, debates, and free speech ethos will be folded into a more integrated CBS News structure. Media analysts say the move signals a bold attempt to bridge mainstream and independent audiences, but it also raises questions about authenticity and whether the independent label can survive inside a corporate ecosystem. Paramount Skydance shares rose modestly after the announcement. So what's your zoom out takeaway? This isn't just a media merger, it's a cultural recalibration. By absorbing the Free Press and elevating Barry Weiss, Paramount Skydance is betting that controversy and conversation, not conformity, will drive the future of broadcast journalism. As algorithms decide what audiences see, owning both the content and the pipeline becomes a strategic weapon. The battle for trust isn't just about truth anymore. It's about who gets to tell it and at what scale. So the bottom line is this. From Deloitte's AI misstep to OpenAI's hardware empire, onto Tesla's affordability pivot and Washington's gridlock, one theme ties it all together: control over data, over narratives, over prices, over power. In 2025, every institution is renegotiating trust. Governments demanding accountability, corporations seeking dominance, and citizens trying to make sense of it all. Because when systems lose coherence, someone always rushes in to rewrite the rules. What story stood out to you today? Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and subscribe for more context with me. When the world zooms in on the noise, I zoom out so you can see the bigger picture.